All right, hi, I'm Jeff Achen from thisweeklive.com. I'm out here tonight for Night to Unite, formerly the National Night Out, but this year we've changed the title, and I'm out here with the Apple Valley Police Chief, Scott Johnson, Apple Valley Mayor, Mary Heyman Rowland, and the city's new Code Enforcement Officer, Tim, I'm sorry, last name? Miller. Okay, and so they're going to tell me a little bit about some of the changes and really what this event is meant to be and what's supposed to be all about. So why don't we start with you, Chief? Why is it Night to Unite?
It used to be National Night Out, and what we found is it's a copyrighted name, and frankly, they were charging us every year for new signs because they kept on changing the logo. So we decided, let's save every penny we can reuse the sign, so really it's a cost-effective thing. It accomplishes the same thing. Neighbors getting out, meeting other neighbors, and if you know your neighbor, you're a little bit more likely to keep an eye on their place and take a bite out of crime.
Okay, and Mayor, you guys are assigned to a certain number of parties. You've got other officers out, and I'm assuming city council members as well out tonight visiting parties. How many parties do you guys have to go to?
That is correct, and the chief and Tim and I have been invited to 14 different parties. So we're going to try to make it to all of those parties. It's a little bit of a challenge, but it's really great to let people know how important this night is, because as the chief said, when we come out, when we get to know each other, our neighbors, we have a safer, we have a stronger community. And there are city council members that are out, all of our city council members, Tom Goodwin, John Bergman, Ruth Grendel, and Sharon Lacombe are all out with us this evening. McGruff is out, and also our fire department as well. Our fire chief is out as well.
Yes, and you've been to a couple parties already here early in this evening. And what is it? Is it an opportunity to get feedback? Is it an opportunity to put out some information? What are you guys using this as an opportunity to do?
Well, it is a great opportunity to be able to get feedback and hear what's going on in the community. But it also is a great thing for neighbors to just get to know one another and get to know each other on a more personal level, because when I know who you are and I know your story, then I care about what happens to you. And you know, as the chief said before, when we get together, we are a much safer, stronger community. And you know, the people that we saw just now were a group of 55 and older, and they were having a great time and sharing food and very happy with what's going on. And they loved that we did the State of the City at the new Hayes Community and Senior Center. They were very proud of that. Yeah.
I want to ask Tim a little bit about code enforcement. What are some of the most common issues, I think, that you find between neighbor to neighbor or in the neighborhoods? You know, obviously we have the crime reports about robberies and those kind of crimes, but what are some of the code issues that maybe you'd like citizens to be aware of?
Well, basically what I do is try to keep the housing code up, how the houses look, the grass, the abandoned cars, more of the nuisance ordinances.
Is that a big concern now with the foreclosures and stuff in Dakota County?
I think we're on top of it. I don't think that it's as big a concern as it could have been, and I don't find that it's any different than it was last year. And people are calling in. They're giving us the information that we need to rectify these situations that we do have in some of these vacant homes.
Okay, and then Chief, this is a great night for a PR opportunity between not just yourself as a leader of the department, but your actual officers get out and meet citizens, besides shining a light in their face and saying, you know, how fast you're going.
Exactly. It's an opportunity to have some interaction with the community in a situation that's not necessarily an enforcement situation, or a situation in which somebody's hurt or injured and the police officer arrives. This is more of a social event. It's time to really get to know each other. It's a partnership is what it is.
And I know, just kept covering Apple Valley myself, and I know that you've always tried to run your department in a way that promotes that community interaction between you and your officers and the community. Do you find that the citizens are responding that way with your officers and getting to know them a little bit? And what message do you have for citizens to know about a little bit more about their police department?
Come on down to the police station, enjoy a cup of coffee. We'll be glad to talk to you at any time, and we've got some very nice officers there.
I did a crime statistics story last year, and one of our interns has contacted you, I know, recently, and we're working on another crime statistics story. Are there any trends going on right now, or things that concern you, or challenges you see for the city in terms of law enforcement?
Well, you know, the type of crime is changing, in that we're seeing technology being used more and more in crime. such things as using the internet for technology, identity theft. These are crimes we didn't have 15, 20 years ago. So that's changing. Calls for service are changing. As the community ages, we're finding more medical calls, more heart attack calls, that sort of thing.
Okay. All right. Well, I think that's about it. We're going to let you guys go on to the next party, but thanks for stopping and talking with me a little bit, and enjoy the rest of your night.
Thank
you, Jeff. And thanks for you and the newspaper sharing all the things that are going on in Apple Valley, because we really appreciate you educating the public about what's happening in their community.
Okay.
Thanks a
and
lot.
I hope that the public knows too, that to keep in touch with not only the police department, the city, but also to let This Week newspaper know when you have a story, when you have information for us, because we can't cover it all just by ourselves and we don't presume to. But thanks a lot, and thanks again for joining me.
All right. Thank you, Jeff.
Thank you, Jeff.
Okay.